guys, I hope everyone's having a great day. In this video, I have decided that I need to have some little projects to do while I'm recuperating from an outpatient surgery that I'm having next week. So one of the things I want to do is this dragonfly. So I'm showing you, I've decided to do it in color pencil, and that's what started this whole thing off. I want to do the dragonfly without that background, so I had made some line drawings from that photograph that I got from Unsplash. And here I'm just going through my Prismacolor colors and my Derwent drawing pencils, just seeing what greens and blues I have available to use, and I think it's going to work out well. So yeah, that's all the Prismacolor, and then that's the swatches for the Derwent drawing. So I should have plenty of color to be able to do the color that's in the dragonfly. Now I'm looking at this and all I can think about is Gilmore Girls, the dragonfly in. Anyway, so this is the line work. What I thought I would do is copy it to thin copy paper, and I thought because of those little details in the wings, it might be better to trace it from, put graphite on the back of a thinner paper to be able to copy those details over. So I'm trying that here, and I'm using a Lyra water-soluble graphite stick, and I'm not putting very much down because I just didn't think I would need that much graphite. And then I'm activating it with water. I'm trying to make it the graphite as smooth as possible. The paper is going to buckle with water no matter what. It's just simple copy paper. But I've covered what needs to be covered here, and then I dry it. And I think I give it a test run, and it's not very dark, so I do a second coat of the water-soluble graphite. And now this is me tracing it down. So the second way I decided to do the line work, because I didn't like the first way, is with tracing paper. And I trace out about half of the dragonfly.
So what I've done. I've got my tracing paper on here, and what I've done is I've traced roughly half of the dragonfly. So detail on this wing, detail on this wing, and half of the body. And what I'm going to try to do tomorrow is hand draw the opposite, just to see, to challenge myself essentially, to try to get that much detail and to try to match up the sides as symmetrically as possible. So that's going to be my challenge tomorrow. So if you can see here, you can see it better that way. There we go. So I want to draw in the rest of it by hand, I hope. We'll see how it goes.
So here I am. I've got the half of the dragonfly traced, and now I'm going to attempt to hand draw the rest of the dragonfly, just because I need work with drawing. So I challenged myself to do that. And this video here is basically just my doing that. It took quite a while to get all of those little bits into the wings of the dragonfly. But I also feel like the more you have to draw a subject, the more you learn about the subject, and the easier it gets over time. So I don't mind doing things more than once, just because I know I'm going to get the muscle memory of drawing whatever that thing is. But this, I'm just drawing it straight onto the tracing paper, and then I'll transfer it from that to my final paper. But again, this project and then a couple more I'm prepping so that I'll have something to do while I'm recuperating from this small surgery that I'm having on Monday, because I can't stand to be bored. I got a couple of magazines and stuff too, but I thought I could at least have colored pencils next to me while I'm recuperating and do some work with those. This will be fun. And I also think I want to add a little bit of gold watercolor to this piece. I think it might be really pretty with the colorful colored pencils, and then do some details with the gold paint. We will see how that ends up. But this is, I've got the body I'm finishing. I'll be doing the wing on the right and then the wing on the left. And I'm not mad about how it came out, actually, for having freehand drawn half of it. I'm kind of working from looking at line work on the left and also the tracing that I've already done on the left-hand side of and the right-hand side of the Dragonfly. So this is me marking out to try to get it as even as possible on the other side. And you will see me, even in fast forward, you'll see me erasing an absolute ton and going back in again. And that's just how it worked out. So I used my eraser quite a bit during this drawing. I'm trying to get better about that and, just deal with how it comes out. But being uneven will be so obvious on this that I just kept trying to perfect it and trying to get it looking as good as I could. And then I've got that towel under my hand so I'm not smearing too much graphite around on the tracing paper. And there you see me starting on the right wing, and I do a blue million of those little scales in the wings, and they do get pretty tiny. And after a while you start to see a little bit of a pattern to them, but honestly it's not as patterned as you'd think. But they kind of look like fish scales or mermaid scales, like that kind of thing, only tiny. By the time I'm done, that's what it looks like to me anyway, even though they're not overlapping or anything. I don't know what I was pointing to just there. And this is pretty much how I continue with the rest of the drawing, and I'll come back after I'm done with that. Woohoo, check me out, I finished it. So this is me with my shitty Jelly Roll pen transferring what I just did onto my good Saunders Waterford watercolor paper. It's hot press, it's smooth, and I'm not pressing very hard at all. I use that really soft graphite pencil so it'll transfer easily and I don't have to mark it very hard. And yeah, now I've got one ready for when I'm recuperating. I've got a couple more that I'm doing, and that'll give me plenty to do, I hope. Hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you.